Well, Kev, thank you for joining us. You've announced your next challenge in aid of research and raising money for MND. Could you just talk us through what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going to run from the Mattioli Woods, Welford Road Stadium, Leicester Tigers, which is my new employee, back to my old employee at the Emerald Headingley Stadium, Leeds Rhinos. So Leicester to Leeds in 24 hours. It was planned to be 100 mile. It's now turned out to be 101, hence why we've called it the extra mile. But it'll be broken up. It's a combination of two challenges, running 101 miles with trying to run 7K an hour, every hour. But within that hour, whatever time it takes, we'll then get the rest of that hour to recover and change and do the bits we need to do before we go again. So 24 lots of 7K, 101 mile.
And I think most people probably know the story by now, but this is all for your mate Rob, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's Rob got diagnosed probably about 22 months ago now, 20 months ago, and since then, the whole sport of rugby league has come out and shown how much they care and love about Rob. And as a former player and teammate of his, it's important we do the same. So he's a good friend. I absolutely know he'd do it for me and for any of us who were part of that team. And it's important we continue to show him how much we care about him, but also we continue to show the rest of the MND community how much love and care we have for them too. And I suppose in many ways trying to make a small bit of difference and do some good.
You did 7 marathons in 7 days last November. You blew your fundraising targets out the water. You got a fantastic reception nationally, some brilliant media coverage. Did the response to that kind of spur you on to go and do another one?
I want to say yes, because I'd probably be lying if I said no, but I want to say yes. But even if it hadn't done, I reckon we'd still be here on the starting line, ready to go in a month's time with something different. It might not have been what we've come up with this time, but we all really, really enjoyed last year, the team that took part. We got so much from it. And if we'd just hit our target of 77,777 last year, we'd have been over the moon with it. We'd have been delighted with it. And that would have absolutely spurred us on to go again this year. I think we might have been a bit demoralised if we'd not hit the target last year. But to do what we did, and then just to see the hope provided to so many people through what has been such a difficult 18 months, 2 years for everybody, has been fantastic. And we all felt like the regret man, and we're really happy to go again. We've made a patron of the MND Association, and it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to so many people, as you've seen as well, who've been inspired by Rob's story and the journey that him and the family have been on, and we're just trying to do our bit.
The fundraising part of it is obviously hugely significant. You raised a lot of money last time round, but how much of this is also about just keeping MND in the public consciousness?
Yeah, absolutely it is. I think the awareness that was generated and has been generated by so many people has been wonderful. And when I meet families now who've been challenged by MND, who were previously ashamed because nobody knew what it was, and actually people didn't want to leave the house because they're facing these horrific challenges every day. But suddenly now they're more than happy to say they've got the Rob Burrow disease, and they're more than happy to carry on with life because there's a bit more of an understanding and appreciation of what they're facing and what they're going through. And I think that's been really important for us. But as you say, it's the funds that make a difference, whether we like it or not. The pounds and pence mean that research can be pushed forward and we can try and find a cure sooner rather than later, because this disease is causing destruction and devastation across the world, especially in the UK, and we've got to try and help.
So 101 miles in 24 hours, which when you just say it out loud sounds a bit ridiculous. Obviously your last challenge, a massive feat of endurance, but How are you preparing for the differences in this one? Obviously, you're not getting an overnight rest, and you've got to work out when the best time to refuel is, and when to put your foot on the gas, so to speak, and when to ease off.
Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, probably winging it a little bit. I've read up over the last couple of weeks while we're still firming this up. I've read things like it's 16 times harder than a marathon. To jump from marathon distance, which is the furthest I've run, up to doing 100 mile, you should have 69 months of training. Now, clearly, we're not giving ourselves 69 months. We've got a month to get ready. But also, my answer to that would be, people are getting diagnosed daily with motor neuron disease, and some of them are only being given 69 months. So we can't wait 69 months to train. We've got to move now and try and get things moving and show people how much we care sooner rather than later. So some of it will be crossing our fingers and hoping for the weather to be kinder to us during that, those dark November nights. But ultimately, we're just going to go and have a crack at it. And I think, we understand that people with MND are going through some pretty dark times, and hopefully by seeing this challenge, they see that, people, because they care, are going to go to that dark place too. A very different dark place, I might add, but are willing to go there when there's some unknown and some uncertainty, and they're willing to put the bodies through it just to show how much they care.
Last year, you had a fair few of your old Leeds Rhinos rugby league teammates chipping in and doing stints, helping out. Have you roped any of them in yet for this one?
Not yet. Look, I have no doubt that they'll be putting their hands up at some stage. There's certainly no pressure from me. The great thing about this is it's combining two rugby codes, and probably two of the biggest clubs in the UK. Leicester Tigers and Leeds Rhinos, two of the best supported clubs. So to get both sides involved is incredible. Leicester Tigers have been fantastic since I joined. The support I've had from everybody has been wonderful, and I have no doubt that there'll be one or two who run a couple of stages from Leicester, and hopefully there'll be one or two who run it from Leeds. So the difference this year, there were massive COVID restrictions when we did the 7-in-7, and we're hopeful that we don't have to face those again this year. We know it's another month off. We know what the COVID numbers are doing currently, but we hope that people can get involved and support, and don't have to this year just beat their arms at us or open the front doors to see us. They can actually come and meet and greet, and because every start point is going to be every hour, people will know where we're starting, and we can advertise the route this time, and hopefully people will come out and give us a bit of a cheer and really drive us on.
Kev, we've all followed Rob's journey since his diagnosis. We've also followed your journey and plenty of other Leeds players and people that have put their hand up to raise money and help Rob. But I just kind of get the impression from what I've heard you say previously and speaking to you today that you and the other people that were involved in that Leeds team and some of the people around Rob are just going to keep on doing things like this until a cure or a treatment is found.
Yeah, we just have to keep fighting. We have to keep going. There's, Rob is the inspiration and the driver behind all this, but I've met so many other people throughout the UK who are challenged by this disease and their families, and we've got to try and help. And on the back of sort of some of the work we did last year, got made a patron of the MND Association. It's something I'm really proud of, and I'll continue to do what I can to try and help. And I think the club have been magnificent. We've obviously got another club involved now, albeit a rugby union club, and one that has been wonderful towards me and has been very, very supportive of this right from the start. And I can't thank them enough for it as well. So we'll keep going, we'll keep banging the drum, we'll keep doing what we can.
Must be, when you are in a dark place on these challenges, it must be quite easy to just kind of dip into thinking about the strength that Rob's shown throughout his battles to just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. It flashes through your mind, especially during the 7-in-7. There were moments where I found myself emotionally pretty exhausted with it, because you spend a fair amount of time thinking about him and what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you know, the beauty of that is when you're in a team, people pick you up when you have those tough moments. And you know, I'm really looking forward to getting out there with that team again. They were wonderful last year, and we've got 24 hours together, and I'm sure the banter will be flowing. And but I'm sure that, you know, we all fully understand why and what we're doing it for. And you know, I love to think that, you know, Rob will have a big smile on his face, like he did last week when I told him we were doing the challenge. He burst out laughing. So, you know, to give him something to laugh about and smile about is wonderful. And you know, I hope that we're able to see him on the road at some stage.
Okay, just before I let you go, quickly, just run through how people can support and help raise money for this.
Yeah, there's a new fundraising page that's been set up. You know, people have already started supporting it, which is wonderful. So, look, any pennies, pounds are greatly appreciated. I can guarantee that every single penny is going towards MND, and the funds will be split 50-50 between the Rob Burrow Care Centre that will be built in Leeds and with the MND Association. And you know, we had a say last year in exactly how that money was spent, that was raised from the 7 in 7. And yeah, I can truly say it is going to make a difference.
Well, Kev, it's an incredible thing you're doing, mate, and best of luck, and I hope it goes really well.
Thank you very much.